Boo! Happy Halloween, even though this came out after Halloween. Sorry, I wasn't very organised. But anyway, hi, I'm Kieran Don, and welcome to the Kieran Don channel on YouTube. Today, I'm going to be reviewing the movie that everybody's talking about. Terrifier 2. Sorry, Hocus Pocus 2. This is the number one Halloween film of this year. I don't know why it took so long to say that. Sorry. It's shit all over Halloween Ends. The movie Halloween, if you're familiar with Halloween, the main person in Halloween is Michael Myers. Guess how long Michael Myers is in Halloween Ends, or Kills, whatever it is. 10 minutes. 10 fucking minutes. There's another killer. And they pin Michael down to the table and slit his throat. And put him for a meat grinder or something. That's how they kill him. Sorry, spoiler, but I don't care if I spoil it. I saved you watching that terrible movie. It's shit. Like, if Michael was that easy to kill, why didn't they just do that in the first 500 films? You know? Like, anyway. I'm talking about Terrifier 2, the sequel to Terrifier 1. Actually, it's just called Terrifier. And it's not just a sequel, it's an equal. Actually, I like it better. Terrifier 1 was good. It was a very low budget film about a killer clown. Has that one famous scene where a girl is hung upside down and cut in half with a saw. You get to see everything just cut in half. It also happens in that movie, Bone Tomahawk. But anyway, this new movie was filmed it was crowdfunded and made for $250,000, which is ridiculous. My house is pretty much what this movie cost to make, and yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah. And anyway, so it's violent, and a lot of people are fainting and throwing up in the cinema. Apparently, I don't know. I watched it. I didn't throw up or anything, but I kind of like how these stories are going around, because it encourages more people to go and see the movie, and more people see it, more money in the movie will make. Yeah, it was violent. I didn't find it that violent. I loved the film. I didn't think I would enjoy the film so much. To be honest, I was nervous coming to the film, because I don't really like violence like much. And I was nervous before the film started, as if I was in a roller coaster on a roller coaster about to go. But it was good. And they played it at my local cinema, which is good. And local cinema doesn't normally get art house films or non-mainstream films, and they got it. So I'm proud. Thank you, Hoyts Penrith. I'm proud of you. But yeah, this was it's a good movie. It goes for 2 hours. A lot of people said that's probably too long for a horror movie, but I liked it. It's a long time for a horror movie, but I couldn't think of any scenes that could get cut out. I think it's a very important film. Like I said, it was crowdfunded. It was directed and written by David Leon, and he did a pretty good job. There's a cameo from one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, Chris Jericho. And anyway, the movie happens 1 year after the first film on Halloween. Art the Clown, who's the killer, and his imaginary friend. I just like to say Art the Clown shits all over Pennywise, the character from the movie and book It, not the band Pennywise. So Art the Clown will probably kill Pennywise. I wouldn't want to see Pennywise killed. But anyway, and it's nothing to do with anything. Yeah, it's there's a lot of mystery. There's a lot of unanswered questions in this about. So anyway, the clown and his imaginary friend, who's a little girl, they're just going on a killing spree, and they tend to be killing people who are connected to the main girl, the final girl, Sienna, and her brother Jonathan. I just like to say Sienna is one of the best final girl characters in ages. She's up there with Laurie from Halloween, Sydney from the Scream series, Nancy from Nightmare on Elm Street, and the blonde girl from Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. She's really good. And she's probably going to be better in the next film. Because she's got, I don't know, I don't really know. She made like it's kind of feel like she got powers or something. She came back from the dead, so I reckon she'd be even more badass in the next film. But yeah, Art the Clown is just killing people who connected to her. You don't actually find out why. There's a lot of unanswered questions in this. Like the clown somehow linked to her dad who died from a brain. He had a brain tumor and he killed himself. Drove into something and caught on fire. Um, yeah, and just stuff like that. And like, was she able to come back from the dead? And it's stuff like that. But what I liked about this movie is all the characters are likable and they didn't do stupid things. You know, when you're watching horror movies, they'd be like, "Why the fuck are you doing that?" They didn't necessarily do that in this movie. Um, One of her friends has a boyfriend. You know, there's always that douchey boyfriend. In this one, the boyfriend is a tiny bit of a douche, but not like. Sometimes they're so douchey, like, why is she even dating him? He's a fuckwit. The boyfriend in this movie, not a fuckwit. Yeah, I can see why she dated him. Anyway, yeah, it's violent. The worst death is probably a girl called Victoria. She gets scalped and skinned, and then her mum dies. That's pretty graphic. But yeah, it's a violent film, but I didn't find it that bad. Like I thought, like there was worse movies. Like I'm not necessarily into violence, and like I said, I was worried about this film when it first started. Before I saw it, but I think it's a fun film, and there's a bit of humor which I think helps take away from the gore. I mean, it is violent, it is gory. You see everything. Like a guy gets his dick cut off. Like, but it's still fun to watch. It's not like Saw or August Underground where they're not nice movies. I don't leave the cinema. Well, not that August Underground made it to cinema, but like at the end of the movie, I didn't leave the movie happy. It was like, no, that was fucked up. That was people getting tortured and. But Terrifier 2, I'm like, yeah, it wasn't a nice movie, but it was also fun at the same time, so it was good. I left the cinema thinking, yeah, well, that was fucking awesome, you know? Had a cool soundtrack, very, what was that? Cat's showing me something. Yeah, very Stranger Thing kind of vibe, like very 80s keyboard-driven music. But, I thought it was going to be worse. Like, it's always worse in my mind. If they could get a movie about what happens in my mind, fuck, that'd be terrifying, you know? I probably should be on meds. There's some fucked up things going on in there. But no, it's a good movie. I recommend it. Like, don't be put off by the reviews and stuff. Like people throwing up and fainting. I didn't do that. But like pretty much every generation, every decade has a horror movie where that apparently happens, and no one actually knows anyone who did that. Though saying that, within 10 minutes of this film, two people walked out, and like two older women. I don't know if they were in the wrong cinema or what. They walked out. When the imaginary friend started shitting all over the floor and the laundromat, they were like, nah, I'm out of here. I'm getting out of here. Goodbye, people. Well, they didn't say that, but that would be cool. I mean, you know, I did say goodbye to them to be a smartass, so they probably hate me. But, yeah, and when I came home, like, it was like, because it finished like late, and when I was trying to get into my apartment door, it was black, and I'm just like, it was like dark, and I'm just like, yeah, Art the Clown's around here. He's gonna kill me. And I bribed the cats. There's one of them. I bribed the cats with food to sleep on my bed and kind of film me in case I had nightmares. But which was a nice touch. They did. They stayed with me all night because I gave them salmon. That's their favorite food. But anyway, yeah, see Terrifier 2. And I'm looking forward to Terrifier 3, which is going to have a massive budget compared to this one, I reckon. This movie's already like made over $2 million, I think, on a budget of $250,000. I still can't believe they made a movie for that much. It's a well-made movie. Like, yeah, it's just, it's crazy. It's crazy what they did with the budget. And the next one, it's just going to be nuts. Like a bigger budget. The characters are already developed, and I dare say Sienna might be my favorite, depending on how she goes in the next film. In the next film after that, if they make another one, it's a horror movie. They're probably going to make 20,000 like they always do. See how she goes. She's pretty badass. and she knows what she's doing now. Like, you know, it's kind of like Ripley from the Alien series, you know, like in the fourth one and even the third one, even though they're like the worst of the series, she like kind of was like badass. She was no longer the victim. She was like an ass-kicking machine, I guess. It's anyway. But anyway, thanks for watching. Go and see this movie. Support independent cinema. Like, yeah, it's violent. If you can handle violent films, go and see it. It's like, it's violence, but it's fun. It's not like depressing. It's not like, I mean, some people love to saw films, but I didn't really. I saw them except that the newer one that Chris Rock wrote. Apparently that sucked. Maybe that's why Will Smith slapped him in the face. You know, he's like, get my motherfucking favorite horror movie franchise out of your motherfucking mouth. All right. That's what Chris Rock would say. Yeah, anyway, see this movie. If you don't mind a bit of violence, go and see it. It's a fun film. Art the Clown, one of the scariest, creepiest horror characters of all time, especially of the later horror movie films. I can't even think of any new good horror movie characters. So anyway, yeah, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Please press the like button. Please comment below. Yeah, thanks for watching. Kieran Dawn out. Imagine if I like just sat here. I thought I'd turn the camera off and I didn't. Then like some guy just walked up behind me and slit my throat. That'd be like a real horror movie thing. But anyway, movie's scary. Not as scary as your face, you ugly prick. Again, that's my impersonation of the comment section. I'm looking forward to see what horrors are in the comment section for this video. Probably none. Normally people just like get a life. I mean, get a better comeback, wankers. You know. Anyway, thanks for watching. Kieran Dawn out.